Hello and welcome back to Try Your Hand. My name is Roy and I'm the head of the maintenance department, and I was a carpenter before this for many years building homes, and today we're going to build a butterfly house. So why don't we get started and we'll go through the supplies. So your kit's going to come with a butterfly house, which is going to come with a base, a roof, the front, a back, and we'll have two sides. In a packet of nails. Also, you'll have sandpaper that we'll provide. We'll also have glue. You'll have to provide your own hammer, and you're going to want to sand everything down so there's no splinters. So let's get started. Okay, so what you're going to want to do first, you're going to want to sand all the surfaces along with the grain. Like here's the grain, see the grain there? You would want to sand this way, which is noted in the instructions. And you want to get the edges, the flats, all sides, so you don't get a sliver. Lightly sand it. Just a light sand is all you want to do.
How hard are you pressing?
Not very hard, just very lightly. You don't want to break the paper. Just get the edges. That's where the slivers will be, on these edges here. And you want to sand them. Any blemishes in the wood from shipping, try to get those out so when you go to paint them, you won't see that. Now that's got some sharp splinters on there. I can feel them. So you might want to wear gloves while you're doing this. Okay, that should take care of the sanding part of it. So let's start assembling it. So now, let me get my glasses on. We're going to want to take the two back pieces. We're going to put them together. And what we're going to use, if you have two pencils, works great. So you know where to nail the nails. You're going to want to use a pencil as a gauge. We're just going to slide this over. This pencil is half the thickness of this back piece here. So we're going to use that. We're going to go about an inch down, right about there. And then we're going to do the same over here. We're going to make a mark about an inch up. And then we're going to get in the center, just roughly in the center. We're going to go about in the middle there. That's where we're going to put our nails. We're going to start those, but before we do that, we're going to transfer these the same. So we're going to do right across from this nail mark to this nail mark. From this nail mark to this nail mark. Here, 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 and here. And that's about a pencil. That's about half the thickness of this here. So it's about half the thickness. Two pencils is about the thickness of it. We're just guesstimating here about that far. And that'll get you so that way when we nail into here, we're not going to blow the nail out to the side. So a little trick to these nails here. Your nail has a point on it. If you can see that really close. Mm-hmm. What you're going to want to do, if we were to nail this, it has a possibility to split this because it's a wedge. So what we're going to want to do is flip it upside down, and we're going to tap the part of it just like that. Now we made that into a chisel. So that's going to go through the fiber of the wood and chisel it instead of split it. So we're going to start all these nails. We're going to do each of the long nails. On those pencil marks. And this will prevent it from splitting. So we're going to put these like this. Oops, hard to hold these. This is how it's going to go. So we're going to put that just like that. I'm going to give you a rotating view of it. Okay. So the easiest way to do this, we want to make sure this top's flush. And if you're doing this at home, I advise you to get a scrap piece of material so you don't pound on your table. You just want to flush this back up and flush this top. We're going to want to set the nail. And you want to keep that flush as much as possible. It's a little warp the wood, but we'll it to work. And you just want to set that flush, just like that. Once you get that top one in, we know that's flush. We're going to set the back one. And then the middle. Looks pretty good. Not too bad. Now we're going to do the other side. You can see how that's together. But we are going to want to use glue. We're going to glue this. Just a little bit of glue is all you need, not much glue. We'll close that down. We're going to set this, make sure that top's flush. There we go, that one looks pretty good. This one we might have to take out here. So here we got one going on an angle, so we don't want that to blow out into the inside. So we're going to use a block of wood, and we're just going to pull that nail right back out. Okay? So we don't mark up the wood. Now we're going to tap this one just a little more. I'm going to try to reset that nail. Which now it's going in, and it connected our pieces. Okay, so that's that part. And then our next piece is going to be our front. And that shows it's going to get 6 nails in the front of it. So you can do the same thing with your pencil. You can mark it at the bottom. Here, let's set this over here. We can mark it at the bottom. Go up about go about 3/4 of an inch. Kind of where the metal part is on the eraser. We're going to do the same over here. And then we're going to do it in the middle, which is right about there. And we'll start these little nails, which are going to be a little tough. My fingers are big, so. We're going to set all these, get them started. It's better to start them because it's easier to work with it on a flat surface than up here. You know, see, now they're set, so that'll fit on there. Now I can just nail them in as I go, and they're done. But we're going to put some glue on this. Just a little bit's all you need. You don't need a whole lot. Just about that much is all you need. The whole purpose of the glue is over time these nails could, from weather, could work their way back out of the wood. You know, so you want to glue everything. That's bonds it to the other piece of material. You can see that little burr there where the saw, or you can get a little sliver. So you got to be careful with that stuff. Okay, now we're gonna set this. And it doesn't matter which way this goes because they're equal distance. And you want to make sure this is flush. We're just going to set them. Oop. Let's set that on here. So we're going to set that like that. We're going to just pull this over so it's flush. You see they're bouncing out, but that's, at least they're started. It's much easier to do them before you set them up, parts together. And that takes care of that. We give this little oomph, 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 oomph. And it's coming together. Now the next part that it shows is our bottom piece. So that piece there too that we sanded, is going to go on the bottom here. And that just fits like that. But we're going to glue that as well. Just want to put on a 3-sided here. And maybe just a little bit on there if you can. And this one here, we're going to do the same thing. That shows it to get 4 nails. So we're going to set that with the pencil again. It's easier to mark it. And we're going to go about 3/4 inch, about the length of this pencil eraser. That'll help you. Because it's marks, then we can put the nails. I'm going to set these nails right away. And this is the tough part because we're going to have to turn this sideways. You want to flush that. Then tap them in. And that glue will keep it together from falling apart. So that's there. And the final piece, we're going to want to attach the roof of the butterfly house, which shows in here to attach a nail in the top here, and then you can pivot it so you can open it and get the butterflies out. So this is a little tricky one here. You're going to want to do the same thing, but we have the angle here of this. So we're going to want to do about the same thing as we did, marking it in the center. So we're going to mark that right about the center. You can use that as a gauge. So we're going to go right about there. That's going to be our center. And this one here, this nail, we're going to want to put this one on a slight angle when we start it, so we don't drive it out the back side. If we put it like this, it might go out the back side. So we're going to put it just on a slight angle down. And this one you're definitely going to want to start. So we're going to keep in mind the pitch, and we're going to angle this one. It's an angle like that. And you can see it's straight. When I nail that and set that nail, it's going to go straight into the back. If I had it on going this way, it'll come right out the back, which we don't want. And we're going to want to center this up, kind of hold it firmly, and we're going to want to set that nail. And there you have it. It'll open up, pivot, and you can close it. Just like that. And now it's ready to be painted.
Alright, so now that we have finished building our birdhouse, you can see, the first thing that we've done is to paint our birdhouse white as like a priming layer. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that on video, but what you do is you have a little tub about yay big or so, like that deep, of paint, and you will take your sponge that we give you, and you'll sponge it on. So we've did it in like nice long strokes until the butterfly house was all covered. Then we let it dry, and then I did a second coat of it. So once we have it all painted up, then we get to start designing our butterfly house. I wanted mine to look a little bit like fields and such. So I drew a couple of, if you can see that, a couple of wildflowers, some of those cattails. But you can make your design whatever you want. Like you can make stripes on it and make it real easy for you. Or like hearts or butterflies or you know, anything you want really. You don't really have to do the exact same thing that I did. So the next thing that you will do after you kind of trace out what exactly it is that you want to draw, you will then paint your birdhouse once you have all of your things kind of stenciled out and such. So you have 5 different colors. You can go and get more different kinds if you'd like. This is the paint that we have. We have this one called Folk Art. It's multi-surface so that you can have it outside. So that's the one thing I think if you do want different colors or more, is that you need this multi-surface paint. So you have two different kinds of brushes. One is a slightly thicker one and one is a smaller one. Obviously this one is for less detailed things and then this one is for more detailed things. So for example, you know, you'll see once I start painting this, but you want like the bigger areas to be painted with the bigger brush compared to, let's say, one of these like smaller little areas. All right, so then I should get started on painting. One thing that you should keep in mind is to not do what I did and paint the foreground first. If you're doing something similar to this, always paint the background first, because that makes life easier. Oh, also, when I wanted to clean my brush, I just dipped it in water, and I have a paper towel here. I think that side's my favorite. I still have to do the back, but you get the picture, right? So I hope that you guys had a blast making this butterfly house with us. I know I certainly had fun painting it. If you guys are interested, you can sign up for next month's Try Your Hand, which is June 14th. We'll be making a Harry Potter secret compartment book, which I'm super excited about. I do have a prototype here with me, so don't judge me too hard. I haven't decorated it yet, but book, secret compartment. I'm super excited about it. So if you guys are interested, we're gonna be making it look like the Harry Potter Book of Monsters. So if you guys are interested, we will be doing that. So don't forget to sign up. I have put the link to the calendar down in the description. And also, before you forget, why don't you send us pictures of your butterfly house through Instagram and Facebook? I have put links to those in the description of the YouTube video as well. So I hope to see you next time. Bye.